Picture this. A man who doesn't need to seek approval. Someone who seems to move through life with a silent confidence that leaves you wondering, how does he know all of this? Why doesn't he talk much? But when he does, it's like he holds the room in his hands. Self-taught. Men are rare creatures, almost mythical in their ability to navigate life without the typical handrails most people rely on. They don't follow the conventional route. They carve their own path. No formal schooling, no degrees, no mainstream mentors, just raw self-discipline and a thirst for knowledge. This alone makes them stand out in a world obsessed with credentials and status. But the truly dangerous part, it's not just their skills or knowledge, it's the way they operate. These men are quiet, not because they have nothing to say, but because they understand the power of silence while others are talking, trying to impress or seeking validation. The self-taught man listens, observes, and absorbs. He doesn't waste words. Instead, he uses them strategically. He doesn't need to broadcast his knowledge, because when he speaks, it's impactful. His words carry weight. And this is where the real power lies. The key to understanding the self-taught man is realizing that he doesn't rely on external validation to feel worthy. His confidence doesn't come from what others think of him, but from what he's able to accomplish on his own. In a world where many men try to prove their worth through external achievements, the self-taught man finds strength in the internal. This is why they are rare, because they are not following the same societal scripts as everyone else. But what makes these men truly dangerous is the one thing most people overlook: their ability to act without needing approval, their ability to move in silence, and their ability to take calculated risks without the need to answer to anyone. Now, you may be wondering, what is it that makes these self-taught men so different from the rest? It is not simply their ability to learn independently or their thirst for knowledge. No, it is something deeper, something psychological. These men understand the power of silence. They are not just quiet because they choose to be. They are quiet because they know that silence is their greatest weapon. In a world full of noise and distractions, silence offers clarity, while others fill every moment with chatter and opinions. The self-taught man observes. He listens, not to respond, but to understand. He understands that in order to move strategically through life, one must first understand the environment they are in. And this begins with observation. When a man speaks less, his words carry more meaning. Think about it. The person who talks all the time often finds their words diluted. But the man who is silent, every word he says is weighed, calculated, and chosen with purpose. It is this precision that makes the self-taught man so dangerous. He is never in a rush to speak, because he knows that words have power, and sometimes silence speaks louder than any words ever could. But silence is not about being passive. It is about control. It is about waiting for the right moment, the right opportunity, when he can act with full force. While the world moves quickly, he remains still, letting things unfold around him. And when the moment arrives, he moves swiftly, decisively, and without hesitation. The ability to remain silent and observe gives him an edge that many will never understand. This is the psychology behind the self-taught man's demeanor. His silence is strategic. His observations are not just casual glances, they are deep analyses, taking in every detail that others overlook. This is why he is often so much more than what meets the eye. He knows the game better than most, even if he never reveals it, and that is what makes him rare, quiet, and ultimately extremely dangerous. Let us dive deeper into one of the most fascinating aspects of the self-taught man: the way he masters complex knowledge without ever stepping foot in a classroom. Unlike those who rely on traditional education to shape their understanding of the world, the self-taught man learns on his own terms. He is not bound by textbooks, lectures, or institutions. He has found a different path, one that is far more effective and far more dangerous. What makes his self-education so powerful is the fact that he chooses what to learn, when to learn it, and how to apply it. He does not follow the conventional curriculum set by others. Instead, he actively seeks out knowledge in areas that align with his personal goals. He does not waste time on things that do not serve him. Every piece of information he absorbs is valuable. Every book he reads, every video he watches, every skill he develops serves a purpose. And that purpose is to empower him to be one step ahead of those who follow the traditional path. This approach to learning breeds a different kind of intelligence. While others are taught how to think, the self-taught man learns how to think critically, how to solve problems on his own, and how to adapt quickly to changing circumstances. He is not bound by rigid systems or outdated methods. His mind is flexible, constantly evolving as he acquires new knowledge. His ability to self-correct, to refine his thinking without relying on external validation, is what gives him an edge. But here is the key. The self-taught man does not stop at just acquiring knowledge. He takes this knowledge and applies it in real-world situations. He does not wait for permission. He does not ask for approval. He does not need a degree or a certification to prove his worth. His actions speak louder than any diploma ever could. In fact, his greatest strength lies in his ability to act while others are still trying to figure out the theory. The self-taught man is already in motion, using his knowledge to create results. This is what sets him apart from those who follow the traditional path: his ability to bridge the gap between theory and practice. He does not need to be taught how to succeed because he has already learned how to navigate the challenges of life on his own. The self-taught man's knowledge is not just theoretical, it is practical and adaptable. He does not rely on someone else's framework. He creates his own. This is what makes him dangerous. He's not just following the rules, he is rewriting them. One of the most striking qualities of the self-taught man is the silent confidence he carries. This is not the type of confidence that demands attention or needs to be constantly reinforced. It is not loud or brash, nor is it arrogant. It is the kind of confidence that comes from within the quiet certainty that he knows exactly what he is capable of, and that he does not need to prove it to anyone. This silent confidence is what allows him to move through life without fear or hesitation. While others may second-guess themselves or seek validation from others, the self-taught man remains steady. He does not need to seek external affirmation because his belief in himself is unshakable. He knows his worth without anyone else needing to recognize it. His sense of self comes from the understanding that he has earned his position through hard work, discipline, and self. And this is where his true power lies. When others are loud and boastful, trying to assert their dominance or secure their place, the self-taught man remains calm, composed, and controlled. He is not in competition with anyone else. He is focused solely on his own journey. His ability to remain undistracted by the opinions of others is what sets him apart. This is the type of man who, despite his quiet nature, commands respect without even trying. People are drawn to him, not because of his loud voice or his need to impress, but because of his presence. They recognize that he is someone who does not need to talk about what he knows. His actions and accomplishments speak for themselves. His confidence does not rely on the approval of others. It is rooted in the knowledge that he has put in the work and that he can achieve whatever he sets his mind to. This quiet confidence is a reflection of his understanding of power. He understands that true power does not need to be flaunted. In fact, it is often the ones who are the least eager to show off their abilities who are the most capable. The self-taught man is a living example of this principle. He does not need to tell you how good he is. He shows you through his results, his actions, and the way he moves through the world with purpose and this quiet confidence. It is what makes him dangerous. While others may be waiting for permission to act or seeking the approval of their peers, the self-taught man already knows that he has everything he needs to succeed. This self-assurance, combined with his skill set, is what makes him a formidable force in any environment. One of the most striking qualities of the self-taught man is the silent confidence he carries. This is not the type of confidence that demands attention or needs to be constantly reinforced. It is not loud or brash, nor is it arrogant. It is the kind of confidence that comes from within, the quiet certainty that he knows exactly what he is capable of, and that he does not need to prove it to anyone. This silent confidence is what allows him to move through life without fear or hesitation. While others may second-guess themselves or seek validation from others, the self-taught man remains steady. He does not need to seek external affirmation because his belief in himself is unshakable. He knows his worth without anyone else needing to recognize it. His sense of self comes from the understanding that he has earned his position through hard work, discipline, and self. And this is where his true power lies. When others are loud and boastful, trying to assert their dominance or secure their place, the self-taught man remains calm, composed, and controlled. He is not in competition with anyone else. He is focused solely on his own journey. His ability to remain undistracted by the opinions of others is what sets him apart. This is the type of man who, despite his quiet nature, commands respect without even trying. People are drawn to him, not because of his loud voice or his need to impress, but because of his presence. They recognize that he is someone who does not need to talk about what he knows. His actions and accomplishments speak for themselves. His confidence does not rely on the approval of others. It is rooted in the knowledge that he has put in the work and that he can achieve whatever he sets his mind to. This quiet confidence is a reflection of his understanding of power. He understands that true power does not need to be flaunted. In fact, it is often the ones who are the least eager to show off their abilities who are the most capable. The self-taught man is a living example of this principle. He does not need to tell you how good he is. He shows you through his results, his actions, and the way he moves through the world with purpose and this quiet confidence. It is what makes him dangerous. While others may be waiting for permission to act or seeking the approval of their peers, the self-taught man already knows that he has everything he needs to succeed. This self-assurance, combined with his skill set, is what makes him a formidable force in any environment. Another critical element that makes the self-taught man so rare, quiet, and dangerous is his strategic isolation. While many people thrive on social validation and constant interaction with others, the self-taught man understands the value of solitude. He knows that in order to sharpen his mind and focus on his goals, he must spend time alone, away from the noise and distractions of the world. This isolation is not out of loneliness, but rather a deliberate choice to prioritize his own growth and development. When the self-taught man isolates himself, he does not waste time on trivial matters. He uses his solitude to refine his skills, to read, to think, and to work on the very things that set him apart. He understands that greatness is not achieved in the midst of constant chatter or the approval of others. It is achieved in the silence, in the hours spent working alone, away from the spotlight. This time spent in isolation is crucial for his mental clarity. In a world that constantly pulls for attention, where everyone is looking for the next quick fix or shortcut, the self-taught man understands that true success takes time. He does not expect instant results. Instead, he is willing to put in the hard work, often in solitude, where he can truly focus on mastering his craft, while others are distracted by social media, by the opinions of others, or by the constant need for external validation. The self-taught man is honing his skills in private. He is not concerned with what others think of him. He is concerned with becoming the best version of himself. This is what makes him dangerous. He is prepared quietly and consistently, while the rest of the world is distracted and unfocused. Strategic isolation also allows him to develop a sense of inner peace and self-sufficiency. He does not rely on others to define his worth or to give him direction. He knows who he is and what he is capable of. This internal confidence, built in the quiet moments of solitude, is what makes him so powerful. He does not need to seek approval because he has already approved of himself. When the time comes for him to emerge from this period of isolation, he does so with a sense of purpose and focus that others cannot match. He has refined his abilities, sharpened his mind, and strengthened his resolve. The self-taught man's power lies in his ability to use isolation as a tool for growth, turning solitude into a weapon of success. Now that we have understood the self-taught man's rare qualities, quiet confidence, adaptability, and strategic isolation, we must address the most critical and dangerous element of his persona, the Machiavellian mindset. This is where everything comes together. It is where his knowledge, his skills, and his solitude become tools for a greater purpose, control. The self-taught man is not just learning for the sake of learning. He is not simply accumulating knowledge to appear intelligent or impressive. No, his goal is much deeper. He uses knowledge as a tool for power. He understands that those who control information control the narrative. This is the heart of the Machiavellian mindset, while others act based on emotions, impulses, or external influences. The self-taught man makes calculated decisions based on reason and strategy. The Machiavellian approach to power is about using knowledge to manipulate situations to one's advantage. The self-taught man has mastered this art. He does not use force. He uses influence. He does not shout to be heard. He speaks in ways that change outcomes without anyone realizing he is doing so. His understanding of human nature, the dynamics of power, and the psychology of others allows him to predict behavior and move people like pieces on a chessboard. And this is what makes him dangerous. While many people act impulsively, trying to prove their worth through action, the self-taught man takes a step back. He observes, he calculates, and then he acts. His moves are always well thought out. He knows when to push, when to retreat, and when to wait. He does not need to act in haste because he understands that power often lies in patience and precision. The self-taught man uses knowledge not only to gain skills, but to understand others, their motivations, their weaknesses, and their desires. He can predict their reactions and use this to his advantage. He is able to navigate complex social, political, or professional situations with ease, knowing exactly how to influence outcomes without ever revealing his true intentions. This is where the Machiavellian mindset comes into play. It is not about being ruthless for the sake of ruthlessness. It is about control, subtle manipulation, and using knowledge and strategy to achieve one's goals. The self-taught man operates in the shadows, invisible to most, until the moment when his plan comes to fruition, and he has achieved his objectives without anyone even realizing how he did it. As we reach the final part of our exploration into the self-taught man, we must confront the ultimate truth. He is unstoppable. When you combine his deep knowledge, his quiet confidence, his adaptability, his his ability to thrive in isolation, and his Machiavellian mindset. You begin to understand why he is a force that cannot be easily overcome. What truly makes the self-taught man unstoppable is not just his ability to adapt or his knowledge, but his relentless pursuit of mastery. This man has no limits. He does not need external validation. He does not require the approval of others to forge his path. Everything he does is driven by an internal compass, a relentless desire to evolve and conquer. Unlike those who are dependent on others or seek shortcuts, this self-taught man understands that true power is built over time. Every failure, every obstacle he faces only makes him stronger, and while others may break under pressure, he becomes more refined, more resilient. His confidence is not fragile. It is a product of years spent honing his craft in solitude, in silence, and in relentless pursuit of his goals. The self-taught man is not afraid to push boundaries or take risks. His knowledge gives him the power to understand the consequences of his actions and to anticipate outcomes, making him not only dangerous but nearly indestructible. In a world where most people are looking for the easiest path, the self-taught man is out there, creating his own. He does not rely on others to tell him what to do because he already knows exactly what needs to be done. And this, my friends, is why he is unstoppable. Because he operates in a realm where only self-mastery matters. His power lies not in his knowledge alone, but in his ability to apply it with precision, control, and patience. He is a master of his own destiny, and that is why he can never be truly defeated. Thank you for watching Mind of the Alpha. If you've learned something today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an insight into the mindset of true power. Remember, the self-taught man's strength doesn't come from external sources, it comes from within, and that is the power you can cultivate too. Until next time, stay sharp, stay focused, and remember, the mind of the Alpha is a mind that can never be stopped.